Hi everyone. So we are going to try, I guess, I'm going to call this a demo video because I haven't really tried this combination before. Sorry, I just whacked the camera. Um, you've seen me use King Art gel sticks in a few pictures, but I don't think we've tried it in a Kerby Rosanna's book yet. So I want to try the King Art gel sticks with maybe like a pencil or regular colored pencil or pastel pencil overlay. I'm not 100% sure yet. We will see when we get there. And we might incorporate some of these sample watercolors I got from Renaissance Colors into the eye area. I'm not 100% sure yet though, so we'll see when we get there. All right, so this is Worlds Within Worlds by Kerby Rosanna's. No, it's not his newest book, which you would think logically that'd be the one I would color in, but um, I picked this picture because of the Alphabet Color 2022 D as in dog and E, so Alphabet Color 2022 DE for this picture of this dragon eye, which would be perfect for the color along, and checks yet another book of Kerby's that I've colored in. The only thing I have in here is where I attempted to use some Neocolor 2s here and it turned out a disaster. So at some point I'm going to have to come back and probably just paint this in a solid black color. I tried and I failed, and yeah, but that's okay. We can fix it. So I'm going to use just some bright colors for this. I don't really have a set color palette in mind other than it's going to be a blue dragon with green spikes, and then probably a yellowish orange background here, and then either a purple, a couple different shades of purple for the building, or we're going to use those sparkly watercolors. We will see. So I'm going to try putting the gel stick on the paper, then activating it with a water brush, and hopefully that will go well. So let's get started. I'm using 3 types of blues. Actually, we're going to start with the darkest blue in the middle and then work our way out. So and this will get a little interesting just because, ooh, already I'll just have to move that over a little. I might have to put some on a palette because his art goes right into that edge and drives me crazy. So typically I do feel more comfortable. We might have to go with a brush in between these little spikes too. This is a little too tight for the maneuverability of this stick, I think. I typically like putting these on a palette first. However, I just wanted to challenge myself a bit today. Make sure, yeah, volume's on. Of course, I'm getting more blue on the spikes than I wanted because I am messy. What I'll probably do is put down all of the gel sticks, then just activate the picture all at once, give it a chance to dry, and then come in with some sort of pencils to do just a little shading. Might go with that have a darker blue. I might just go with on the very inner edge of his eye. Let's see. Sorry, I don't mean to be so quiet. But, I tried this. Last time I tried these sticks and then just, tried putting them on the paper. I used them in a Lulu Maya book. And I wasn't particularly thrilled with how they did. I think it was the paper, probably. I mean, it could have been me. It could have very well been me. Can't tell if that is a spike or a scale. Oh, I'm a complete ditz. This being a dragon will also fit, obviously, very well into the color wall this month. So, I know. I'm sure some of y'all have been sitting here this whole time like, it's a dragon eye, Michelle. A dragon. Hello. That's okay. Like I said, I think I'll have to come in with a water brush and get kind of these in-between spots, or else I'm going to risk and we might do here where it's showing a little bit of a shadow. As well. You'll see me use gelatos in the Kirby Rosanna's books, so I thought it might be fun to mix it up a bit. Because I know that for me the gelatos work really well in these books, so I figured let's try something a little different. And I mean, you can tell from that page, I still get really intimidated by the Neocolor 2s. I don't know. I seem to have a real problem trying to use them. And I don't know why. I don't know how to fix it either. Whoops. Yeah, that'd be fine. Still doing it. Don't blame it. There we go. We might do just a little strip right here. There we go. Alright, so let's move to the next lightest color, which I believe is just the blue. Let me make sure here, because now I'm paranoid. I think it's blue and then cobalt blue. Yes. Okay. Cool. If this works, this would be a fairly quick way to do a picture, which would be nice. I really hope that's my husband outside. Actually, we might just do the top part of this picture, and then I can show you guys how it looks, and then I can do like the bottom half of the picture myself or something. We might do it like that. I wish these could be like, I guess you could somehow maybe find a way to sharpen them. I don't know. Okay. No, that was not my husband. That is in fact the pest control guy. I heard a noise and I was like, I thought my husband was outside watering the flowers. And it was not. It was, in fact, whoop, and I'm partially out of, it was in fact the pest control guy. So I might have to pause this at some point. I'm sure he does not want to be on video. I think my husband's figured out he's here. We won't have probably a whole lot of this real light blue, just mostly in the edges here. There we go. So, we're going to try a water brush. Do I want to do this, or do I want to go ahead and put the green down? I think I might go ahead and put the green down. Well, you know, now I'm thinking, I'm like, I wonder if I should do the spikes glittery. What colors do I have here? Because I want them to be a green. Ooh, I could make them this peacock color, which would be kind of like a green purple. That would be pretty sharp. Yeah, let's try that. Let's try that. Why not? So we will go ahead and activate this, and then I'll work on the bottom part of the picture. We'll let that dry. Then we'll put on the water. I'll probably go ahead and do this, and then we can add the watercolor stuff. Yeah, some sort of order there. I know that probably made absolutely no sense. Oh, here's Sid. Up in my business. I probably should have, hang on, sorry guys. I was trying to move things around so that Sid can get on my desk if she wants to. I guess blue is a typical color for a dragon. I guess I should have thought to try, make sure I've got paper behind this. Yes. Probably should have tried something a little more, whoa. You gonna activate for me here? Well, might be a Danger Will Robinson moment here. So I think it's activating. It's just not really moving around all that much. So suffice to say, I might have to put some on a palette for touch-ups. Alright, let me pause this real quick. Okay, I think he's done with this side of the house, so we will continue on, and I'm going to zoom in a little so you guys can kind of see what's going on. So there we go. So it's definitely not moving around much, and I can't remember if that's probably typical of them, and it's just been a hot minute since I've used one, so I've kind of forgotten. but they are doing pretty good being activated, at least covering up, covering the area well. And the colors seem to be doing well, blending from one to the other, so I am pretty pleased about that. I don't know if have I tried pencil over gel sticks before. I honestly can't remember, y'all. My brain is not working, is not in optimal condition. Not by any stretch of the imagination. There we go. I did want, I'm not going to turn this into a full color and chat, of course, but I will say that if you watch Sunday's color and chat, you know that Brent's grandmother passed away, and the service was Monday. We ended up driving up there and then driving back home. We were in the car probably about 6 hours that day. It was a long day, but unfortunately both me and my husband had to work the next day, so we couldn't. Well, it's hard to stay overnight anyway. Both of us, just with the cats being, the cats. So but I mean, what funeral goes well, I suppose, There were no mishaps. I mean, I guess that's how you would classify a funeral going well. But, it was still tough, and it was tough on my husband and his family. His brother and sister-in-law, who live in Florida, came up. I always enjoy seeing them. And my sister-in-law seem to have quite a bit in common. We get along very well. And we even left for a period of time just to go get some coffee and give the family some time together. The immediate family, of course. Some time together while we went and peeked into, I gotta show you guys. We went to an antique shop up there. It's right up near Hawesville, Kentucky, which is near Owensboro, Kentucky, and near the border to Indiana. Is that right? No, I think it's Indiana. And I think I missed a few little spots here. And there's like quite a few little antique shops and stuff up there. So we went over to her favorite spot she's found visiting up there, and looked around, and I love antiques and I love collecting stuff, but we already have so much stuff in this house. It's like, if I do buy anything, I try to stick to small things. And I found this little enamel box, sort of keepsake box. You see the little bluebirds on it, which is gorgeous, the little lemon tree. And then here's the inside, and I loved the inside because there's just it was like a hand-painted squirrel on the inside. Isn't that cute? So she got one, so now we kind of have it, I don't know. She's got one and I have one, so I guess we have something to remember this occasion by. And I think I might start looking into collecting those. They're small, they don't take up a lot of space, but they're just really pretty little pieces. And so I was really pleased with that. Alright, so I have filled in that top part. I'm going to speed up the rest of this to music. We're going to go ahead and get the blue down and activated, and then we will move on to probably the eye, or we'll do the scales or the eye, the spikes or the eye next. We'll just see, but obviously we're getting this layer of watercolor down before we come in with pencils. So here we go. Alright, so I got to playing around with some of these Renaissance colors, and I have changed my plan slightly. I think I'm going to put a layer of this Apollo Victoria on the scales. I do want to see how it would work if I put gel stick underneath and then layered the watercolor on top. So we're going to try that and see how that works. Because I went with I think this is a dark green, and then put some on the top down here, and it actually looks pretty darn nice. I like it a lot. So hopefully I will have enough of the sample color to do this one. I really wanted to try these out. They look gorgeous, but they are expensive. These are definitely birthday, Christmas asks. So, oh, sorry, didn't mean to hit that. Needed a fresh paper. Okay, so one thing I did want to note, I'm getting just a hint of bleed through. Now, like if you look on this side, as it's drying, it's not as bad, but like it's barely noticeable, but I've got a bit of a streak here, a bit here, and some in the sky area. The sky area is not as big a deal because obviously I can paint over that, and I think I can manage this, but FYI, it could be because I'm rubbing it with the gel stick and then activating it. If you really want to make sure there's no bleed through, we'll definitely see with the screen how it goes, but if you definitely don't want any bleed through, you might be better off pulling it off a palette like I did there at the very end with the blue, just to add in a little bit. So let me get my water brush. I'm using the Artezas. I like these really well. I don't have any major issue with them myself. So if you see me use water brushes, these tend to be it. This isn't completely dry, but I'm not too worried about it. It's just a little, actually here. Oh, there we go. I did that in the wrong order. I really should have turned the heat thing off first. Alright, let me make sure this bugger's activated. Where did the other one go? Oh, shoot. Shoot. There was a little one-off one that came with it, and I feel like I picked it up and set it somewhere, but now I can't find it. Okay, well, hopefully it's not gone forever. Wherever it went. Okay, well, alright, so we're just going to use the let me think here. Trying to think if I have I feel like just regular green's too bright. I feel like I need something. Oh, let me check my swatch. I know, so prepared, so polished. This is what happens when things change like right in the middle. We could do the lime green from the pastel set, maybe. Let me grab that real quick. It might darken it up once I put the watercolor over it, so let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna have to use the palette for that one. Yeah, that's much better color than what I was originally planning. Okay, so I'm going to first try activating it, at least some, and then putting the watercolor over it and seeing what it does. The other watercolor. Okay. I don't know if I should do this wet or dry. So this is where we're just testing a wee bit here. Perfect. There we go. Well, that did really well. So it might be a little hard to see. Hopefully it'll be better to see once it dries, but it's got a shimmer to it. So this is what I'll do. I'll activate it this way here on the top. On these scales, we will do a layer of the King Art gel stick. Then I'll wait and let it dry and come through, and we will, maybe I'll just do that up here. So that's what one will look like if I just add both layers now. What I would like to see is if I let it dry, then go over with the sparkly stuff, if it'll give me a better look to it. So we're going to go ahead and activate these others. That one on the end, I am probably going to need my palette. Where to put it? I actually have palette paper too that I could probably use. This is lime green. I had something sparkly. Something is sparkly on my palette and it's not washing off. And it was funny because when I was putting some of the blue down earlier from the palette, I noticed it was leaving a little bit of a sparkle. I probably need to get another one of these. A bigger palette would probably serve me well. Okay, so I'm going to let the others dry, and then I'm going to go ahead and work on putting down the layer of color and going ahead and activating it here. We will bounce, and then actually no, I'm not going to show you all that part, but we'll just cut back to this here in a second. When that is dry, I will put a layer on it, and then we can compare and see if it's any different. It may not be, but this is why I do the demos. This is why we just play around with it. So in looking at it, I think they're both super shiny, but the one that I waited to let it dry there on the right has just a little more shine to it. So I think I'm going to let the rest of these dry. We're going to do that here at the top. Then I'll probably do the bottom spikes off camera, since you guys already have an idea of what I'm doing, because this video is running long. And I've still got some pencil work, and we've still got the eye part to do, so we shall see. Let me go ahead and wait to let these dry, put the shimmery watercolor on top, and I'll show you guys what that looks like, and then I'll do the bottom part. Yeah, brain's not working, sorry. Alright, so we've got the base of the scales and the spikes down, and on the spikes I have added the Renaissance colors. They are the West End 2 color shifts. I used the Apollo Victoria, and it is gorgeous. Look at that. That shine, isn't that pretty? It was a really good call to use the gel sticks, and then I let them dry, and then I went over with them. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to probably just, I don't know how successful I can be. We're going to work on putting a base down on the eye. What I'm thinking I'm going to do is some yellow and some orange here around the building here, maybe. I will probably have to scribble on my palette for some of this because this is real small detailed sections. So I'm going to do like a yellow and orange for the background, and then like a purple and pink for the building. And then I think for the building I'm going to use this other set of the Renaissance Colors samples, the Crown Jewels collection. I'm going to use the purple and pink, and we're going to use Queen Consort and Imperial over those. Then I will finish up by using either color pencils or pastel pencils over the scales. I don't know how well the pencil would go over the shiny, plus I wouldn't want to take away from the shine of the colors. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to scribble the rest on a thing over here. Alright, how am I looking on my water brush situation here? Yeah, I've got a fair amount. Wonder if I could combine the two. I wasn't very prepared for this, as you can see. There we go. Two halfway filled pretty much gives me a full brush. So, excellent. Alright. And I may very well come in here with some pencil to shade a little more where the yellow and orange are. It is the next day. I went ahead and gave the rest of the dragon about 24 hours to really fully dry for me. Some. Yeah, my Caran d'Ache palette has seen better days. I unfortunately let some paint dry on there, and so Usually I'm pretty good about washing it off in an amount of time, and I don't know, that day I was feeling particularly lazy. Yeah, you know, I don't even think this one was on in my list of pictures to do this month. It just was one of those that I probably said this already yesterday, so excuse me if I did. I just got to thinking of it at some point and suddenly felt compelled to color it. So, there we go. Like I said, I may still come in with some pencil to shade a little bit around the eye area. Especially since this orange is giving me trouble for some reason. But I think that's good enough for a pass over on it. Alright, so now I need to figure out how I want to do the purple and the pink. So I'm going to try to do the pink. Well, it's turning out to be a very light pink. It will, with that watercolor, I think that will darken it up quite a bit. Actually, here, I think I have a better brush for this. We'll get this little teeny tiny water brush. I'm mostly just picking little spots to kind of disperse the pink and then the purple. I don't want to get too wrapped up in details here. The purpose of this is to give it some color and definition, but to not get caught up in a lot of shading because I'm mostly just going to make it sparkly. So let me get the purple and I'll show you guys what I'm going to do there, and then I might speed up a little so you guys can see the rest of this fairly quickly, and then we will move on to some shading. Because this is going to be pretty tedious, looks like. I might actually go with a lighter purple on some of these too, just to give us another color to work with. Let me grab the other purple. This is a very light, soft violet color. Really not that far off from the pink, is it? It's fine. It's fine, it's fine. I think once we put the watercolors over it, I think it'll look pretty nice. So alright, so I think you guys can get an idea of kind of what I'm doing here. So let me speed this up. It would help if I zoomed in, probably. Let me speed this up, and then I will fill the rest of this in, and then I'll go over it with the watercolors. Alright, so we're going to get these Renaissance colors out. I have a watercolor brush for them like I was using with the other set. Basically what I'm doing is I'm going to use the Imperial and the Queen Consort. I'm just going to put a dot of water on them. Give them a minute to activate. So, yeah, I got a little carried away with the colors on the building there. I guess looks like a Taj Mahal, but similar structure, but I don't know exactly what this place would be. Some sort of library, I'm assuming, with the book there. I wanted to just use some lights and darks to play around with the overlay of the watercolor on this, just to see like if I can get some different shades going, which I think would be cool. What I'll probably do is go over it with the Crown Jewels watercolors, and then I think I want to try some gel pens. I was thinking of trying, actually I got, where'd they go? Where'd you put them, Sid? There you are. One of the things I'm going to mention in my next supply haul, whenever it's either going to be the weekend of the 22nd or the weekend of the 29th, leaning towards the 29th, I picked up these, which are the Arteza glitter gel pens. And I'd like to try them in here, but I'm going to have to do a little bit to test because I don't know how much they might bleed through. So we'll have to play around with that. I think I'm going to use my pastel pencils for a little bit of shading on the scales, and then use some gel pens for just some little spots and bits and stuff. I kind of thought about using my Pit pen to go over like maybe the outline of this. I don't know. We'll see. This picture is turning into a I'm just building it as I go along picture, and that is working to my favor in some ways, and in some ways it's not. So alright, so I got some of the Imperial, the purple, so we're going to try put it over the purple currently on this picture very lightly. Should have used a smaller brush. Figured I would show you guys a little bit of this. Then, like I said, I may use some gel pens over the top as well, just to maybe give a little bit of definition. I'm not 100% sure yet. We're just gonna see. Like I said, I'm kind of doing this a little bit at a time. Seeing how things go as things dry. Might be hard to see that, but that is like really sparkly. Alright, so speed. Gonna actually just finish this out and we'll kick off to the next section. So here is the finished picture. I am beyond thrilled with how this turned out. And I love that it kind of evolved as time went on. And first off, this page wasn't even on my radar till it just kind of, I got whopped with the stick of creativity the other night and inspiration, I guess, with this picture, thinking about it. And then I also love that it evolved as time went on, and things worked out really well with that. So I used the King Art gel sticks across the entire picture as a base, used them in different ways. I was able to scribble them on the paper and activate them well, and then I was also able to pull them from a scribbled on palette, like for the building here, and had a lot of success using those on this paper. Got a little bit of bleed through here and there, like I'll show you this other side. It's a little wavy, which is to be expected. There's a little bit of a weird streak here. I think it's from the orange and the yellow, but it's real faded. Should be covered up if I ever, one of these days, if I ever get to this picture. But there's a few little marks in places where the blue came through, but if I do a black background, I'm not too worried about that. So the gel sticks, I think, are a win for the Kerby Rosanna's books. I used the Renaissance Colors watercolors. I used, well, hang on, the little samples I had. The West End 2 color shifts for the spikes, and the Crown Jewels collection for the building. And if I show you guys, look at that shine. Isn't that sharp? Like, that whole building shimmers now. I love it. I love those. They are pretty big investments, so I will probably wait a bit before investing in them, but I really, and see where else I can use them, but I absolutely love them. I think they're gorgeous. And then the rest of the picture was, I added in a little bit of pastel shading. I did find I struggled with the pastel shading over the King Art gel sticks, so I might have been better off with a harder, like an actual colored pencil. So I don't know, we'll have to test that again later, but and I don't know if that would have done any better or if I still would have struggled, so that's something to keep in mind. But then I used my new acrylic glitter gel pens and outlined the scales. I actually used a gold pen to kind of go over the spikes, the edging of the spikes, just to give it just a little bit more shine. And then I used them to fill in some little areas on the building just to give it a little more depth. And yeah, little artist pen for the little black birds and the trees, and that's pretty much it. So this was a real successful one. I love how the colors turned out, and hope you guys enjoyed watching the process. And hadn't used my King Art gel sticks in a while, so it was nice to use those and see how they do on paper, since I wasn't thrilled how they did in the Lulu Maya books, but they really seem to do well here. So I will be using those in the future. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I probably won't have another video till next Friday, though if I get, another spark of inspiration, we might do another demo Tuesday, but we'll see how things go. So I hope you guys have a good rest of the weekend, and bye for now.